Welcome to another exciting episode of the KATO Show, where we explore the vibrant world of Japanese pop culture every week. And we dive into the colorful realms of Japan's music, its anime, fashion, film, and cuisine. I'm Jeremiah, I'm Kimi's co-host, and here's Kimi Kato, the host of the show. Hey, Kimi.
Hello. Hi, Jeremiah. How are you this week?
I am good. It's Christmas Eve. We're going into the holiday season tomorrow, and
Yes.
I
Happy holidays.
yeah, you as well. You as well, and everybody listening. So I
Yeah.
like the time of year. As long I want to slow down a little bit more, though. I feel like I'm going too much. I like to take a few days and do nothing. How
hmm
about you?
Me too. I
Yeah.
think we just kind of dashed throughout the year, and it's now time to kind of rest, look back on what we've done, think about the new year. So I thought today, well, we should be talking about one of the most cherished and festive time of the year in Japan as well, and the globe, the New Year's. Or we call it shogatsu in Japan. So, the turn of the year holds deep significance for many people, not just in Japan, but across the globe, everywhere in the world. And this importance often stems from a blend of cultural, psychological, and historical factors. The New Year is widely viewed as a time to start over, a clean slate, as they call it. It's an opportunity to leave behind past mistakes, challenges, or regrets, and embrace new beginnings with optimism. The reset aligns with our natural inclination to mark time and milestones as moments for reflection and renewal. So many cultures have rituals and practices associated with the new year that emphasizes renewal, gratitude, and hope for the future. So in Japan, for example, hatsumōde shrines symbolizes a spiritual reset. In the Western world, traditions like making resolutions are rooted in self-improvement and goal settings. Religious observance often link the new year to blessings, forgiveness, and divine guidance. So we are all naturally drawn to rhythms and cycles, such as the passage of days, months, and years. The new year provides a mental checkpoint for evaluating personal growth and planning for the future. So setting resolutions or intentions is motivating because it offers a structured framework for achieving aspirations, which we all kind of tend to do. What is your New Year's resolutions? And then you forget about it after a week.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna
anyway,
say, are you any good at that, Kimmy? Do you keep your
no,
resolutions? No.
I'm good at it for the first couple of weeks, and then it's just completely gone. And then you look back on it in December and you go, oh, did I do that? Or sometimes I don't even remember the resolution I made for that year.
But you're a
But
pretty goal-oriented guy, though. I mean, you have a lot of accomplishments, so that must come with some sort of discipline and resolution.
well, kind of. But only these resolutions that last for like a month or two.
The
Like
short one.
yes, the short ones like I can see where the goal
Yeah.
line is, and then I do it, and then I just keep going. Like then there is no resolution. I just churn and run and just keep going at it, and then you realize, wow, it's the end of the year, and then you kind of it becomes the turn of the year, and you go, okay, this is one thing I want to do this year, which I'll probably clear in a month or two. Again, that happens, and then I completely forget about it. Anyways, I wanted to. What
Well,
about
you
you?
clear it though. You clear it. That's the most important
I
part, right?
try. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What
Are
about
you
you?
are you going to share? I'm still on you. I'm curious. Are you going to share any of your New Year's resolutions with your audience today?
Okay, so today is New Year's Eve. I have a week to think about it. So I'm
Okay.
yet to do it. So let's talk about our New Year's resolution on maybe on our next show.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's
what
fair.
about you
No,
then?
I'm not going to forget though.
Yeah, don't forget. What about you? Do you
What?
always set your New Year's, like, do you come up with the New Year's resolution and then you do it, or do you keep track of it?
No, I'm similar to you in that I think rather than resolutions, I set myself goals that I want to accomplish and I try to get them accomplished as soon as possible. So I really don't set like a resolution for the year. Um,
Mm.
I don't, although I want to constantly grow and improve, I don't really have things that, that I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not, for instance, I don't really drink, so I don't have to say I'm going to stop drinking after New Year's Day, or some of those I'm going to quit eating so much or whatever. I don't deny myself anything, and it works out better that way.
I think I agree with that. I've never set myself goals of not drinking or not eating too much because as soon as you start doing that, you kind of think about it and then
Yeah,
it
I want it
becomes very
more.
stressful. Yeah,
Yeah,
it becomes stressful. I don't. Anyway,
yeah. I
so
think
yeah,
it sets you up for failure because you're right. You start craving, like if you said, "Hey, I'm going to stop eating bad food, so much or steak or whatever."
and
And then
then you
all I
think
want is
about
steak.
steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I want. So
Uh, anyways, yeah. So I wanted to share with everyone listening today about New Year's in Japan, which is quite unique. And I'd like to start with how Japan says goodbye to the old year on New Year's Eve called Omisoka. We have a name for it. It's not just New Year's Eve, it's called Omisoka. So Omisoka is all about reflection and preparation. The emphasis on cleansing and renewal. The New Year's Eve starts with osoji, meaning like deep cleaning of homes. Like you clean your homes like entirely. Every windowsill to windows to shoji to you even re-plaster shoji paper on the doors, the sliding doors. Um, the New Year's Eve. So basically, everyone in the family in the household starts cleaning before the New Year.
that's
It's a
interesting.
yeah, it's a physical reset. It's physical and spiritual reset. You get rid of the old, preparing space by getting rid of the old stuff and make room for good fortune in the new year ahead.
Is that similar to like a spring cleaning in America?
I would think so, yes. So
Yes.
it happens in Japan on New Year's Eve. It's a tradition
That
where
seems
you
like a
yeah,
that makes sense.
right.
Good tradition.
So families take this tradition very seriously, often involving every member of the household. And then after the osoji or the deep cleansing or the massive cleaning of the house, turn it inside out almost. Families gather to enjoy the toshikoshi soba, or year crossing noodles. The long noodle symbolizes a wish for a long, humble, and healthy life. So eating soba noodles is also a very, very serious tradition in Japan. And eating them is a way to let go of hardship of the past year and start fresh. So it's a tradition, what we Katos and I think most of the family is in Japan follow. And eating soba noodles on New Year's Eve is a thing, usually after dinner. And I think it's the reason, another reason why we all eat soba noodles is because we had a whole day of cleaning the house and you're tired and the moms don't want to cook a massive dish or spend hours cooking, which is why you kind of end it with soba noodles, which is
Does
very
the
easy.
length of the noodle that you mentioned the long
Hmm.
noodle, does it
Hmm.
have, is there symbolism there?
Yes, so it's long, healthy life, like
Yeah.
not thin, like soba noodles are thin, right? It's not
Uh-huh.
not fettuccine.
They're like
It's
flat and like almost
well,
like
not
linguine,
yeah,
but flat.
yeah, weenie, weenie thin, long soba noodles, which means you live long, humble, like thin meaning you don't you live humbly for a long time and be healthy is the meaning behind it. So so that we have every year, even here in America, we have soba noodles at the on New Year's Eve. We don't, I mean we have soba noodles on a regular basis, but it's meaningful to have it on New Year's Eve. And another major part of Omisoka, the New Year's Eve, is to focus on family activities like watching TV. Everybody gathers around, and one of the most popular programs in Japan is called Kohaku Utagassen. It's a music competition featuring Japan's top artists of that particular year. So it's not just entertainment, but also a way to reflect all the hit songs, all the artists of that year comes on stage to perform their song of the year, and it's basically reflects on the year through music and culture. So just going a little bit of a dive into Kohaku Utagassen because being in the music industry, it's a huge, significant part of your career. To have your artist on the Kohaku Utagassen is very significant. And it's also, as a viewer, a cornerstone of Japan's New Year's Eve celebration. So this annual music TV show is produced by NHK, which is like BBC or channel, the national television, broadcast nationally, translates to Red and White Song Battle, symbolizing the competition between Red Team, which is all the female artists, and the White Team, with all the male artists. So if you're neither, it might be challenging. You're either put in either the female or the male team. Anyway, the show debuted on radio, this show called Kohaku Utagassen, on January 3rd in 1951. So it wasn't a New Year's Eve show, but then transitioned to television on December 31st, 1953. And it's been, since then, it's been become a year-end tradition, showcasing a diverse range of Japan's musical talents and hits of that year. Typically, the broadcast lasts about 4.5 hours, so it's very long. It starts airing live from 7:20 p.m., so right around dinner time, and ends 11:45 p.m., just before the New Year's. So it's before the turn of the year. So historically, it has garnered significant viewership, with millions tuning into this show nationwide, making it one of Japan's most watched programs. Every Japanese would have had seen a show or two of the Kohaku Utagassen. All the record labels in the music industry, if you have your artist that was a hit and on Kohaku Utagassen, you're celebrated. You've done a significant job that year to have your artist, to have that song performed on Kohaku Utagassen. So people,
Have you had an artist
yes, well, yes,
appear on?
I've had a couple of a few artists on Kohaku Utagassen. So unfortunately, for those people that had success, including the artists, including the people behind the scenes, you have to go to work on 31st, on the New Year's Eve. It's a national holiday, but not for the people who've had hits, who were successful that year, and had hits on television or hits with your songs, because those artists are working and you are working, which is it's
Bittersweet. You're
it's
happy, you're
pride.
honored to be
Yes,
there. You're honored.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Celebration.
so if you're at home, not at Kohaku, not at NHK TV station, at the radio, at the TV station, with your artist, you didn't have a hit. So that's also a bittersweet. You're at home watching the show,
Yeah.
which is not. Anyways, so
It
NHK,
sounds like the party to be at though on New Year's
right?
Eve. That sounds
Yes,
like the
yes.
place to be.
But if you imagine, like, it's not party. It is party on television, but behind the scenes, it's
It's work.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have to be there on time. You do your rehearsals, and you spend the entire day there until the end of the show, meaning you're there spending your entire New Year's Eve not cleaning the house, but
Not eating
not with your
soba
family,
noodles.
not eating soba noodles, but you're at the TV station, and you kind of you're there at the turn of the year as well, because the show ends at 11:45, but you're all there until maybe 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Anyways, NHK selects artists based on factors like record sales, adaptability to the show's theme, public opinion survey. So basically, it's like, you know, people's choice, but also choice within that year's hit. The lineup is typically announced in November. So it's like a month before, and it's like, it allows audiences to anticipate the performances. It's a big news, like if you're chosen for that particular year. So some of the performers this year, the lineup includes mix of veteran artists and newcomers. Notably, debut performance will feature acts like Tuki and Mii from the red team, Creepy Nuts, uh, Omoi no Take, and Tomorrow Together from the white team. It is remarkable how Kohaku Utagassen still remains a significant cultural event reflecting on Japan's musical landscape. It's not only does it entertain, but it basically unites, viewers across generations, because from veterans to new artists making transition to the new years with music and tradition. So, but it's obviously Kohaku Utagassen is like one of the major program shows to watch. For those who don't watch Kohaku, there are countdown events, and people also visit temples and shrines. So, but let's take a quick break now. We're going to go out with Sun by Gen Hoshino, a happy, uplifting song to start the new year. Don't go away. You're listening to the Kimi Kato Show.